There is a disease as dangerous as coronavirus going around the world right now. It might be affecting you and your family. I'm talking about the extreme social contagion of anxiety and panic that is being spread through social media right now. Today, I'm gonna talk how to stay calm and motivated during this moment of uncertainty. Learning Spanish is at the core of this, but any passion or whatever is in your heart will help you get through these tough, difficult times. First of all, I want to say that COVID-19 is indeed something that we should take very seriously. For that, I just recommend following the guidelines of the CDC and the WHO. Not whatever crap you find in Twitter. It is important to have good personal hygiene and stay at home. But today, I want to talk about anxiety and how to channel this anxiety to achieve your goals. Today in a podcast, I heard about the concept of social contagion and how it's very present in our society right now, how we have been spreading anxiety and misinformation through social media. And I must confess that it's something that I have felt as well. My hope is to change the conversation to a message of hope and connection rather than fear and panic. I want to spread a message of love and positivism. So my fellow Colombian and the only person in Colombia to win the Nobel Prize of Literature, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, wrote a book in 1985 called Love in the Time of Cholera. You can tell that he's a brilliant writer just because that book has so much into it. It makes me immediately want to read that book. So before digging into the book and into Gabriel Garcia Marquez and who he was, I want to think, how can we love in the time of coronavirus? Well, love always starts by loving yourself. And if you want to love yourself, you have to have a sense of purpose. Spanish is something great that you can use as part of your bigger purpose and goals. Learning Spanish is both about connection and hope in the future. Maybe you see it as a way to connect to more people around the world, to make more connections. Maybe for you it's an opportunity for personal and professional development, so when all this is over, you have sharpened your saw and you come back stronger to work and life. Or maybe it's another act of hope, as it makes you think of all the travels and adventures that you will go to once you have learned Spanish and once coronavirus is not a threat anymore. Of course, learning Spanish is not the only way you can stay motivated and you can find purpose through these challenging times. However, it's one of the ways. I want you to use this channel as a platform for communication, for exchanging with each other, not only about learning Spanish and supporting each other remotely, but also during these times of anxiety. Connection is very important. In Love of the Time of Cholera, Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote the following quote: "The problem in public life is learning to overcome terror. The problem in domestic life is learning to overcome boredom." I think this quote, even though it was written over 30 years ago, is very important for these moments. It is important that we avoid panic in our public atmosphere. We have to stop spreading misinformation through social media and just stick to the guidelines that professionals are giving to us. Panic doesn't really help. What does help is staying home. And staying home, I know is hard. We can experience cabin fever and boredom. But guys, we need to stay busy, motivated, and positive to avoid this boredom. Learn Spanish, invest on it. It's gonna help you out. Every time I talk about Colombia, I have to wear my vuelteado. This is the most traditional Colombian hat. So I'm going to talk about somebody who in Colombia we're very proud about, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Gabriel Garcia Marquez is a famous writer and journalist. He's mostly known for books like 100 Years of Solitude, 100 Años de Soledad, and Love in the Time of Cholera, El Amor en el Tiempo del Cólera. His style of writing is magical realism, which is when in everyday life, magical things just start happening. Normally, characters are unbothered by whatever this magic is. They see it as something quotidian, as something that they will see every day. Magical realism was big in Latin America during the 80s and 70s. That was the style that made Gabriel Garcia Marquez famous, but you can find many writers, and even today, if you know Isabel Allende, she's very much a magical realism writer. The cool thing about magical realism is, even though the characters are not bothered by the magic that happens, it does have a symbolic, deep meaning. And the meaning often connects to the political situation of the Latin American countries. where the writers are from. In Love in the Times of Cholera, Gabriel Garcia Marquez compares love to cholera, which in Spanish cholera is also a way of describing madness. It's kind of a crazy love story. And it all happens in the context of a cholera outbreak in Colombia. How can there be love when there are people dying around? I have included links to the Spanish version and the English version of Love in the Times of Cholera, as well as Gabriel Garcia Marquez's most famous work, 100 Years of Solitude, also in English and Spanish below. I have also included a link to the movie where Javier Bardem acts as the main character of Love in the Times of Cholera. It's in English, but it's still an excellent movie to understand Colombian culture. If you purchase these books or movie through our links, you will be supporting our channels. So we really appreciate any help and support that you can give us. This will allow us to continue improving and making more videos about Spanish language and culture. And guys, maybe buying these books is a way that you can stay motivated and connected with each other. You can read something in Spanish or English that is connected to the situation that is going on right now. You can practice and improve your understanding of Hispanic culture, and why not improve your Spanish? And not only that, in this weird time, you will for sure see a lot of parallels and similarities to the cholera outbreak that was going on in Colombia back in the day, or in this fictional time, and the pandemic that we're facing right now. I hope you guys stay well, healthy, and motivated. Remember to stay home and to sharpen your saw, stay motivated and stay positive. Tell us in this time, how can this channel support you during this difficult time? How are you going to learn Spanish at home? I also included a link to a video with some tips. And if you read the books, share your thoughts about the books. What do you think of Love in the Times of Cholera or 100 Years of Solitude? Also a little bit relevant right now, no? Let's rely on this community. I want to make, as I said, this channel a place of connections and love so we can all get through this. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe right now. Thank you so much for watching. Please share the love.